Your phone buzzes once, then twice, then it doesn't stop. It's a feeling you know in the pit of your stomach, a specific kind of dread mixed with a frantic, cortisol-fueled anxiety. You glance at the screen and see a wall of text notifications, all from the same person. Paragraph after paragraph of accusations, justifications, and demands fill your screen, and you haven't even unlocked your phone yet. Your heart rate quickens and your mind starts racing, trying to process the onslaught. Have you ever felt like you were under attack through your own phone? Like a conversation has been weaponized, designed not to communicate, but to overwhelm. This isn't just someone who types a lot. This is a specific, calculated tactic that has a name. We call it the narcissist's text ambush. It's a deliberate strategy used to destabilize you, exhaust you, and control you. And the worst part is, your most natural reactions are exactly what the sender wants. It's a trap designed to make you look and feel like the unhinged one. But in this video, we're going to dismantle that trap entirely. You will learn how to see it coming, why it's happening, and how to shut it down without losing your peace. Let's start by being incredibly clear. The text ambush is a form of psychological harassment. It is not a normal communication style. It is not a sign of passion, and it is not your fault. As a psychologist who specializes in navigating toxic relationships, I've seen this pattern countless times. It's a digital age tool for emotional abuse, and it works by exploiting your good nature and your desire for resolution. In this video, we are going to pull back the curtain on this entire manipulation. First, we will explore the 4 toxic goals a narcissist is trying to achieve with a text ambush. Then, we'll validate the very real emotional and physiological impact this has on you. And this is crucial. We'll also cover why your own impulse to fight back with a wall of text is a carefully laid trap. But what about when you feel that urge to send a wall of text back? Is that the same thing? It's a trap, and we'll explain exactly why in a few minutes. We will explore how this tactic shows up outside of romance, with bosses and family members. And finally, I will give you a simple, powerful, and easy-to-remember framework to disarm this tactic and reclaim your power. By the end of this video, you will not only understand the game, you will know how to stop playing. You will move from feeling overwhelmed and anxious to calm and strategic. So now that we've defined what the text ambush is, we need to ask the most important question. Why do they do it? This isn't random anger. It's a playbook with very specific goals. Understanding these goals is the first step to making the tactic powerless. The first and most common goal is pure provocation. They perform a covert attack to get an overt reaction from you. They want to push your buttons until you snap, cry, or lash out in anger. Once you do, they can pivot and say, "See, you're the unstable one. You're the one with the problem." Picture yourself calmly setting a limit, such as requesting they stop calling you late at night. Suddenly, your phone blows up with texts accusing you of being controlling, selfish, and unloving. This isn't a discussion about the boundary. It's a punishment for setting one, designed to provoke you into a fight. Your emotional reaction becomes their proof that they were right all along. The second goal is to overwhelm you into submission. Think of it as a digital filibuster. They send so much information, so many accusations, that you can't possibly respond to it all. It's mentally and emotionally exhausting to even read, let alone formulate a counterargument. They mix truth with half-truths and outright lies, forcing you into a detective role you never asked for. This is a debate tactic known as the Gish Gallop, where a person throws out so many misleading arguments that their opponent cannot possibly rebut them all in real time. The goal isn't to be right, it's to make you so tired of arguing that you just give up. And when you give up, they claim victory. The third goal is simply about control. By flooding your phone, they are dominating your attention and your headspace. You can't focus on your work, your family, or your own thoughts because your phone keeps buzzing with their drama. They are asserting their importance, demanding to be the center of your universe at that moment. This is especially true if they know you're busy, in a meeting, or trying to have a peaceful day. The interruption itself is a power move, a way of saying, my feelings are more important than whatever you are doing. This monopolizes your emotional and cognitive resources, leaving you with less energy for yourself. The fourth goal is to create a distorted record. A text wall is often a long, self-serving monologue that rewrites history. They are creating their version of events, a file they can later refer to. If you respond emotionally, which they provoked you to do, they will screenshot your response out of context. Your frantic, emotional text becomes Exhibit A in their case against you when they talk to friends, family, or even lawyers. Their long, seemingly calm text wall looks reasonable next to your short, panicked reply. It's a setup from the very beginning. Now that you know why they do it, you need a powerful, simple strategy to shut it down. Don't just ignore it. I'm going to give you a 3-step framework you can use every single time, but first we need to talk about the impact on you. Let's pause and talk about you, the person on the receiving end of this ambush. If you've felt anxious, sick to your stomach, or crazy when this happens, you're not. Let's validate that right now. This experience is more than just annoying texts. It is a form of digital harassment. Let's be clear. A wall of text designed to overwhelm you is not communication. It is harassment. Psychological research shows that this kind of unpredictable, negative interaction trains your brain for hypervigilance. Every notification, every buzz of your phone could be another attack. This creates a chronic state of low-grade anxiety, a feeling of being constantly on edge. Your phone, which is supposed to be a tool for connection, starts to feel like a weapon pointed at you. This leads to profound emotional exhaustion. Just reading the wall of text is draining. Trying to decipher the lies and manipulations is draining. Thinking about how to respond or whether to respond at all is draining. It's a huge expenditure of your precious mental energy, which is exactly the point. An exhausted person is easier to control. Then there's the damned if you do, damned if you don't dilemma. If you respond, you get drawn into a circular, nonsensical argument that goes nowhere. You'll be accused of twisting their words or being defensive. If you don't respond, you're accused of stonewalling or being avoidant. They might even escalate their attempts to get a reaction. This is a classic double bind, a no-win situation designed to make you feel helpless. Finally, there is the crazy-making effect. You might try to show the texts to a friend or family member for a reality check. But out of context, without the history of abuse, the wall of text can seem almost reasonable to an outsider. Well, they seem to be trying to communicate, or maybe you should just hear them out. This can make you doubt your own perception and feel incredibly isolated. This is gaslighting by proxy, and it's a devastatingly effective part of the abuse. So yes, your feelings of stress, dread, and confusion are not an overreaction. They are the intended result of a sophisticated psychological attack. Understanding its impact on you is what brings clarity. But this brings us to a very important and often painful question. What about when you are the one who sends a wall of text back? Your brain is screaming to defend yourself, to explain your side, to correct the record. This impulse is normal. In fact, it's a predictable trauma response. Psychologists sometimes call this protest behavior. It's what happens when a person in a relationship feels unheard, unseen, and threatened with disconnection. You are essentially banging on the door, trying to get the other person to see you and reestablish a fair connection. You carefully craft a long, detailed response, pouring your heart out, providing evidence and logical arguments. You hit send, feeling a small sense of relief that you've finally said your piece. But what happens next? Often, your perfectly reasoned response is met with silence. Or worse, they cherry-pick one tiny phrase out of your entire message and start a new attack based on that. Your thoughtful explanation is completely ignored. This is the core of the engagement trap, and it highlights a fundamental difference in motives. You're texting back for resolution. They're texting you for a reaction. Those two goals can never meet. You are fighting for connection. They are fighting for control. When you send that long, defensive text, you are not clarifying your position. You are handing them exactly what they want: supply. You're showing them that they got to you, that they live rent-free in your head, that they have the power to make you react. When you engage with a text wall, you are not defending your name. You are auditioning for the role of the crazy one. It's an audition you will always pass because they are the casting director and the role was written for you. So please release yourself from the belief that the perfect explanation will lead to a breakthrough. With this type of person, it won't. Recognizing this trap is a massive step toward emotional freedom. And if you've ever fallen into this trap of defending yourself, let me know in the comments with a simple "me too." You'll see you are in a community of thousands who have done the exact same thing. This deep understanding of toxic patterns is what we explore on this channel every week. If you are committed to breaking these cycles and reclaiming your peace, take a moment to subscribe and join our community. Your journey to healing is supported here. Okay, so we've talked a lot about partners, but what happens when the text ambush comes from your boss? The dynamic is surprisingly similar, but the stakes can feel even higher. Imagine a micromanaging boss who uses Slack or email like a weapon. After hours, you receive a barrage of messages questioning your work on a project, demanding immediate answers, and CCing other team members. The goals are the same: provocation to make you appear unprofessional, and control to show that they can reach you anytime. Responding emotionally or defensively can jeopardize your professional standing. This is about asserting dominance in a professional hierarchy. It blurs the boundaries between work and personal life, creating constant stress. Now let's consider a manipulative parent. You set a boundary, perhaps saying you can't make it to a family dinner. Within minutes, you receive a novel-length text detailing all the sacrifices they've made for you. It might question your love for the family and accuse you of being ungrateful. This is a text ambush fueled by guilt and obligation. The goal is to wear you down until you break your own boundary and give in. It weaponizes your love and sense of duty against you. Finally, think about the toxic sibling in a family group chat. They might drop a passive-aggressive comment or a blatant accusation in a forum where everyone can see it. This is a public performance designed to isolate you and rally others to their side. When you try to defend yourself in the group chat, you appear defensive and argumentative to the other family members. The sibling has engineered a situation where any response from you makes you look bad. This form of text ambush uses triangulation to amplify the pressure and humiliation. Across all these contexts, the pattern is the same. It's not a conversation, it's a campaign. All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. Grab a pen or open your notes app. You need to remember these 3 words: document, delay, decide. This is the 3D framework, and it will be your shield. Step 1 is document. The very first thing you do when you see a text ambush is take a screenshot. This small action does something profound. It shifts you from the role of a victim to the role of an observer. You are no longer just receiving an attack. You are collecting data. This creates psychological distance and helps you disengage emotionally. It also provides a record that can't be deleted or denied later. Step 2 is delay. Do not respond immediately. The narcissist's power lies in the urgency they create. By delaying, you refuse to play their game. Put your phone on silent, put it in another room, and walk away. Give yourself a set amount of time, whether it's 1 hour or 24 hours. This allows your nervous system to calm down and your logical brain to come back online. Step 3 is decide. After the delay, when you are calm, you consciously decide if a response is truly necessary. Ask yourself, is there a practical or legal reason I must reply? Most of the time, the answer is no. If you must respond, perhaps for co-parenting or work logistics, keep it brief, boring, and boundary setting. Focus solely on the practical details of the message and disregard any emotional appeals. A simple, "I will have the report to you by 5 p.m." or "confirmed for pickup at 3 p.m." is sufficient. Just remember the 3 Ds: document, delay, decide. So let's bring this all together. We've seen that the narcissist's text ambush isn't a conversation, it's a game of provocation and control. They do it to get a reaction, to overwhelm you, and to create a false narrative where you are the problem. We've validated that the anxiety, dread, and exhaustion you feel are not just real, but are the intended effect of this toxic tactic. We've also uncovered the engagement trap, that your own powerful, normal impulse to defend yourself is what fuels their game. You text for resolution, they text for reaction. And we've seen how this plays out, not just with partners, but with bosses and family members, proving it is a universal power tactic. This brings us to the most powerful realization of all. The only way to win this game is to refuse to play. A text wall isn't a conversation. It's a performance. And you are not required to be the audience. So the next time your phone feels like a weapon against you, I want you to take a breath. Remember the 3 Ds: document, delay, and decide. Choose your peace over their chaos. Choose your clarity over their confusion. You have the power to let their monologue play out to an empty theater. Thank you so much for investing this time in your own well-being. If this video brought you clarity, please consider subscribing for more content that helps you navigate and heal from toxic relationships. And please share your experience with the text ambush in the comments below. Reading the stories of others can be incredibly validating, and you'll quickly see that you are not alone. Remember to be kind to yourself.